Hey, yo, what up? It's your boy. So, a really interesting piece of news just came out on a Japanese website, the Asahi Shimbun Globe. And I thought, it might be an interesting topic to cover because I haven't really talked about it on this channel before. But basically, there is a particular cosplayer who is of black descent, African American, and she cosplayed as Asuka Langley from Evangelion, as you can see in this photo right here. She put it up on TikTok, did a little bit of a dance about it, and it was the basic general stuff. Now, I haven't personally seen the TikTok myself because, unfortunately, you're about to find out why. But from what I heard, and just from the screenshots that we're seeing here, it just seems like, your very typical standard cosplay TikTok video, right? Like, anyone of any nationality love to do these kinds of content. You'll see it on TikTok all the goddamn time, right? It's really nothing new. And another thing that was unfortunately not new, but quite tragic, is the fact that this particular African-American cosplayer got a lot of shit from supposed Japanese people. Now, I use the word Japanese people in large air quotations because we don't actually know if they were Japanese people, because not only were they typing in English, but with the nature of TikTok and the nature of leaving comments on TikToks, it is very difficult to legitimize the ethnicity of the commenter. The internet is all about hiding behind that curtain of anonymity. So you could say in a comment that you are Japanese, but who knows? They might be the furthest thing from being Japanese. Regardless of if they were actually Japanese or not, this cosplayer got a lot of shit from these supposed Japanese people telling her that she was being culturally appropriating. Yeah, I know, it's that word that everyone fucking hates, especially anime fans fucking hate to hear. Cultural appropriation. She got a shitload of comments from these Japanese people saying that she was being culturally appropriating, she was culturally appropriating Japanese kawaii culture, and that the use of the word kawaii when used by non-Japanese people is considered a slur, and that because you are not Japanese, it just seems like you are making fun of kawaii culture. You are making fun of Japanese culture. And it got so bad to the point that she was not only receiving death threats from this TikTok, but she also got her account banned because of mass reporting from these people. I don't think I have to explain it to you guys watching this video. I'm pretty sure this is just common knowledge, especially if you've been on the online anime community. Cosplay is not cultural appropriation. Just because you want to cosplay as an anime character, regardless of if it's Asuka Langley or Sailor Moon, as we can see on this article, or any character, regardless of your age, gender, ethnicity, cultural background, and regardless of the character you are cosplaying's age, gender, nationality, ethnic background. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do. If a black girl wants to cosplay as a Japanese anime character, she is free to do so. If a white guy wants to cosplay as a Japanese female anime character, he is free to do so. And again, unfortunately, this is not something that is new. We've seen this happen many, many times to all sorts of non-Japanese people who try to express their love and appreciation and just passion towards things like cosplay and the Japanese kawaii culture, Harajuku street fashion. All of these different niches and subcultures that make Japan such an appealing place, and with so many rich subcultures, rich communities that are all hidden underground. And this article talks about the comments that gave this cosplayer shit as supposed Japanese people, and I think that is a brilliant choice of words because, let's be real, they weren't Japanese people. Unfortunately, it usually is people that aren't exactly representative of the culture that a person is appropriating that loves to get really butthurt about these kinds of things and loves to throw around the term cultural appropriation at any given point just as an excuse to be either racist, sexist, or just a straight up dickhead on the internet. And obviously, I'm not the only one that came to this cosplayer's defense. There were a lot of Japanese people and non-Japanese people who aren't part of the subcultures and who are part of the subcultures that came to the defense to say that throwing this under cultural appropriation is just ridiculous and stupid. Look, it is true that the word kawaii in Japanese is very different to the word kawaii in English. Because in Japanese, the word kawaii just means cute. It's a term that you could use to describe a woman walking across the road, or it can be used to describe a small animal. It can be used to describe a cute little piece of food. Anything that is cute, we use the word kawaii. But kawaii in English is not just the word cute. It has a very distinctive use and meaning behind it that usually goes back to the whole subculture of things like anime. And I guess because of this difference in definition and meaning, we have kind of developed this idea that kawaii now has become this subculture that can be appropriated. And I'm sure, yes, like a lot of cultural things, it can be appropriated. We've seen instances of celebrities and these bigger people who just use the vibes and the aesthetic of it and don't actually give two shits about the cultural understandings and importance that some people might have towards it. I feel that has become more and more prominent throughout the last couple of years. Again, if you've been on TikTok, there are literal hundreds and thousands of guys and girls who are cosplaying as anime characters doing TikTok dances. That's literally what makes up the majority of anime and otaku TikTok. But it just really sucks that sometimes really innocent people, like this cosplayer for instance, just happen to meet up with the wrong people on the internet that are just out for blood no matter what you are doing. And it really just does suck that it just got to the point where her TikTok got banned and she was getting death threats. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, have these people never been on the internet before? Do people not know that people can express their passions and love for shit that is not exactly culturally integrated into their own bloodline as long as they are being respectful and fun and not harming anyone about it? Why doesn't the white guy next to me get shit for listening to African American rap music? Like, why is it that when it comes to things that are Japanese subculture related, whether it be anime or Harajuku fashion or any of these like otaku subcultures, that suddenly we get on edge about anybody who might be stepping the line and not being respectful towards the subculture? Like, I've been doing this anime stuff on the internet for so long, and it's really unfortunate that I've seen so many stories like this pop up. And I mean, it's cool, I guess, that, you know, a Japanese article and a pretty big news media outlet on the internet is covering this story, because I feel this is something that a lot of Japanese people living here just aren't aware is happening or is even a problem at all. All of my Japanese friends, like full-blood Japanese friends who live here, love the fact that not only am I into things like anime and otaku culture, but there are like 3 million plus people who subscribe to my main channel that also feel the same way. They think, oh, it's awesome, like the rest of the world is starting to understand the greatness and is wanting to partake in this whole anime subculture. Like, that's great, that's freaking awesome. I'm glad it's finally getting the recognition outside of Japan. So it just boggles my mind to think that there are some people out there who don't want to see that happen for whatever reason. These Puritans, or I don't know if they're just trolls or they're just like general dickheads that want to wreak havoc on the internet, or all three, honestly. It might honestly be all three. Just want to take down people who are just wanting to show their love and passion in a very innocent way. Like, I know this is a bit of a sensitive topic for a lot of people, but I figured it was something important to talk about as well, because I feel this is just like, this whole cultural appropriation thing is just a topic that a lot of people try to avoid because they don't want to seem racist or any of that kind of stuff. But I think there is a healthy way to discuss what exactly is cultural appropriation and what is exactly not. I think we need to start understanding that before we start throwing out the accusations of, oh, this person is being culturally appropriative towards another culture that is not theirs. Like, again, I guarantee that the majority of people that were calling out this cosplayer for culturally appropriating kawaii culture and anime culture are probably not even Japanese themselves. They're getting mad for a culture that is not even their own. But again, I could say all this shit, I could tell all these assholes to stop doing that, and, you know, they won't. I don't have any power over them, so, you know, unfortunately, we just have to let them be. But at least for the rest of us who want to understand what exactly is bad and what exactly is good in terms of cultural understanding and appreciation towards a subculture that is not their own. I feel that a conversation like this needs to happen and needs to be happening in a more open-minded setting. If I'm being honest with you all, I wasn't originally going to make a video covering this topic because, again, I thought to myself, this is way too of a sensitive topic. It might get people pissed off. It might get people too heated, all that kind of stuff. But then I thought, no, that's the exact problem. That's the exact problem. People are too scared to talk about it openly. People are too scared to have an open conversation about it. You know, at the end of the day, with the internet breaking down these cultural walls between countries, between continents, between different cultures, it is important to try and understand this whole cultural appropriation bullshit, because right now it is so in the air that nobody has a firm grasp of what it actually is. We just know it's out there somewhere, but we don't know what it is. It's invisible to our eyes right now. And I feel it really is just like an elephant in the room that just hasn't really been talked about, at least in the anime and otaku world like this. So yeah, I realized that this was a little more of a heavier topic, but I'm really interested to hear what you guys think about this. I mean, I've left a link to this article in the description, but obviously, as you can see, it is in Japanese, so bear that in mind. But over here next to my head is a couple more videos that are hopefully not as heavy as this topic right here. If you enjoyed, make sure to smash my face right there by subscribing. Let's keep growing out this channel, making big number go bigger. And if you'd also like to request a topic for me to cover in this channel, then make sure to leave it down in the comments below or send them to me over on my Twitter. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.